Still the Afia morning show. This is saying thank you once again for staying tuned. Of course, I'm Natalie, and Oji Wachiko is still here. It looks like he's jubilating on set. There's some kind of music or drum beats that you're probably hearing.
I don't know. Yeah, it's always in my head, by the way.
But then again,
the great deal now is to know how the Rivers people are feeling.
That's
literally, how are they feeling? You know, so.
All right, well, we'll recall that at midnight yesterday, President Bola Tinubu officially lifted the emergency rule in Rivers State, and reports indicate that Governor Nma Fubara, who arrived in Abuja yesterday, is expected to arrive at the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagwa, this morning. In a statement on Wednesday, the president explained that a state of emergency, first declared on March 18, 2025, was necessary to end what he described as a total paralysis of governance in the state. Reactions to this return of the governor himself remained divided. Now, while some view it as a step toward restoring normalcy, others fear that the peace deal and prevailing power dynamics may limit his ability to take independent decisions. Joining us now from Port Harcourt, Rivers State, is Dr. Fyneface Dumnamene, Executive Director, Youth and Environmental Advocacy Center, to bring us insights on so many questions that we do have. Dr. Fyneface, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Natalie. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Ochi, from Port Harcourt, the capital of Nigeria's talk today. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Dr. Fyneface.
It's not just Nigeria, worldwide. The talk of the bone of contention, the topic of conversation all around the world. Port Harcourt, Rivers State.
And indeed, our lead on the morning show this morning. I'm happy that you're back from Bayelsa. I thought you went there to take cover in case Rivers was planning to rupture.
Not exactly. It was part of my field work, but then it's a sister state. You know, Rivers gave birth to Bayelsa, and what affects us also affects them. So they talk about this issue even more in Bayelsa than we do here, that they pray that their mother state democracy is restored. And there we are today.
All right. Now, we understand that you've been at the fore of news and developments surrounding Nma Fubara. Now he is returning this morning. Could you bring us up to speed with what the tempo is like in the state and what is expected upon his return? Reports are suggesting that they're currently jubilating outside the State House. Our correspondent is on the way to help us confirm that. But what do you know? Bring us up to speed.
Thank you, Natalie. I think at dawn this morning, as early as 6 a.m., and even before that, some Rivers people who are anticipating to receive the governor started arriving the Rivers State Government House. And a lot of them gathered there, and they are playing drums up till now. They are playing music, they are jubilating, they are smiling, and anticipating the receipt of the suspended governor. And we have been informed by Rivers people that Mr. Governor has arrived. They said he was in London. He has arrived at Abuja. And this morning, right from the government house, some team are already heading towards the airport to welcome him home. So moments from now, we shall be hearing that he has arrived at the Port Harcourt International Airport domestic wing from Abuja. And then we are going to have Rivers people beating drums, playing drums, jubilating and welcoming him. And of course, leading him from the government house, from the airport straight to the government house, where he will be expected to address them. And after that, we look forward to even getting a broadcast from him maybe later today. Just like this morning, we received a broadcast that was pre-recorded by the suspended sole administrator yesterday before he left office. The broadcast was made available to Rivers people this morning. In that broadcast, he told us his achievement in office, and then thank everybody who supported him to achieve this, and thank Mr. President for appointing him. And that seems to be his CV, and maybe he's preparing for the next job that will be given to him in any other state of the Federation to become the next sole administrator. Having successfully delivered in Rivers State, like he said in his statewide broadcast to us this morning.
Okay, let's get to something that is very deep. Let's forget about the paparazzi, the jamboree. Let's forget about all that is happening outside the house right now. What's the pulse of the Rivers people literally, really? Are they really happy? Are they optimistic? Are they indifferent? What's their mood like when you look at their faces?
Well, generally, for the supporters of the governor and the ordinary people on the streets, in their homes and communities, they are all happy that the governor is returning. But on the faces of those who understood what had happened, what transpired, where we were, where we got to, and where we are now, and where we are going to, are not really happy. Someone like me, why I'm happy that democratic structure has been restored in Rivers State, I am not happy because I know the losses we have recorded for the 6 months of emergency rule in Rivers State. I also understand that on constitutional provision in section 305, we ought not to have had any state of emergency that will lead to the removal of a democratically elected governor. But that happened, and a lot of people are in court, just like Mr. President also mentioned in his address that he shared to the nation yesterday, that about 40 cases have been instituted against the emergency rule in Rivers State, in courts in Rivers State, Abuja, and Yenegua, the Bayelsa State capital. So all of this put together has made those who really understood what happened not to really be happy, because what we experienced ought not to have been allowed to happen. But I must say that the governor himself now is the governor now, is suspended and removed from his name, because by 12 midnight today, he is now in office, whether he's here yet or not. He is also happy because what the political crisis was bearing through was to have him removed from office. The impeachment was just around the corner, but then Mr. President intervened through the emergency rule, leading to the break that they took, whereby after 6 months they are now coming back to work together. So the ordinary Rivers people are happy and they are glad that this has happened. But those who understood what has happened are not really happy. But then there is nothing we can do that decide to wait, and we believe that all of this will roll over, and those who are resuming office today, from the governor to the deputy governor to the state assembly member, we expect them to play the game according to the rules, so that what happened, the crisis that led to where we are today and where we were, shouldn't happen or repeat itself again.
Okay. Amewule is set to come back today to with the House of Assembly members, and I'll ask this question. We know where his loyalty lies, right? Do you see that synergy between him and Governor Fubara, or there is going to be friction?
I think there is some form of synergy that is going to happen. At least working relationship will be established. That doesn't mean that the governor is happy. It doesn't also mean that the state assembly speaker and members are happy. It means that they have decided to put the past behind them. And they are not going to forget what has happened, because it's going to live with them for the rest of their lives. They all know the fault lines, what they did individually and collectively, leading to the emergency rule that was imposed, from which they have lost 6 months. But then I see a working relationship between the state assembly and, of course, the governor. They are going to pretend to be happy. They are going to pretend to, be having a smooth working relationship, and they have no choice but to behave and pretend so, because they have had a new set of agreements between them, which they expect the governor to implement. And the governor said it was very bitter, and is coming back today to swallow that bitter pill and implement whatever agreement that is clandestine, secret, that they have entered into as part of the peace deal as they come to office. So I see them working together. You also see that we have in place in Rivers State today all of the governance structure, democratic structure that were having issues before the governor was suspended, like the local government election has been conducted. You also have the chairman in office. How is the governor going to work with these people that are strange bedfellows? In his own local government area, which is Okoponkoro, the chairman that won in that local government area is of the APC, and he is of the PDP. That is to say, his own local government area is also taken away. And there are people that this council chairman are loyal to. We all know the FCT minister is in support of all of
That's
it.
right.
As we speak today, we all know that the political structure in Rivers State, in terms of PDP and APC, are all working in tandem and together with the FCT minister. So the governor is just coming to see how he can just sit, manage the relationships, take orders, and warn the seat until his tenure expires.
I mean, this is something that many people have referred to as his being a conquered man. They're saying that Governor Fubara is returning as a conquered man, a humbled man, a man with clipped wings. Do you think that it's worth it? Do you think that this is the legacy that Governor Fubara should want to leave behind, returning to the government house, brick house, with clipped wings?
That is very correct. All is being done. He's coming to office, and he's going to be weaker than it was before. What we had before the emergency rule is not the governor we are going to have from today upwards. The governor we are now having from today upwards is a governor that is very weak, a governor that has no powers, a governor that is going to take directive before he can take any action, a governor that has been removed from office and then is so that the put in place structures that will come and rely upon to be state. And even some few minutes or few hours before the expiration of the sole administrator's term yesterday, he also sworn in a head of service for the state. So everything has been done for him to come and sit down on the structure. He wouldn't be able to fire anybody that he met, appointed for him or sworn in for him. He's just going to be there. The only thing we expect from him going forward, moments from now, is for him to just be there as someone who doesn't have power, take rules and directive to put the budget together thereafter. When it is time to present a 2026 budget, we will present it. But the immediate action he's going to take, coming to office today, is going to be to submit the list of commissioners, which I believe strongly that it has already allegedly prepared and submitted to him to present to the State Assembly. He's going to present that to the State Assembly and then appoint some aides who are going to be either social media and some of those SAs that he may have. He may like to reappoint some of them considering what has happened or restore some of them who were already working with him before. So all of this put together, we are having a governor that is going to back but cannot buy. In fact, he can't even back because the situation he has found himself today is harder and difficult and more challenging than how he was before he was suspended.
That's right. Now, in his final remarks as sole administrator of Rivers State, we saw Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas say that he sufficiently achieved what he was asked to do by President Bola Tinubu, and of course, that was to restore peace to Rivers. Did he sufficiently achieve this?
Yes, I will say that he sufficiently achieved this because we saw the mandate that was given to him by Mr. President to restore peace and security in Rivers State, because I say he might have succeeded because so far through how he stayed, we didn't get to hear of any vandalism of pipeline by virtue of execution of any pipeline like it happened before the emergency rule was declared. Secondly, I will also see that his intervention and dissolution of all the boards when he came on board made it difficult for any political actor to distract him for the 6 months. Now, I will also say he has succeeded because to a very large extent, he was able to manage the government of Rivers State and there was no vacuum in the government house. Some was there paying salaries of workers, paying some pensions and some gratuity, even if a lot of pensioners are still saying that he left office without paying any gratuity after he conducted the audit that he promised to do. So all of this put together, in addition to the fact that he also advanced the work on State Assembly complex, not completed, but the advanced work from where Siminalayi Fubara stopped before he was suspended. But that wasn't achieved, and that was the basis for which he was seeking the extension of his tenure in office, which Mr. President allegedly rejected, because he wanted to complete the State Assembly complex and ensure that as his assembly members are resuming today, they are moving into the new assembly complex to carry out the legislative function. So to an extent, he tried to bring peace because there has been peace in Rivers State throughout the time he came. That doesn't mean that there wasn't peace even before the emergency was declared. Even when he arrived at the airport, when he was appointed on the 18th of March this year, on the 19th, I think or so, he arrived here, and at the airport, he made it clear that there are people in Rivers State. So what we had was crisis between the political leaders, not really that Rivers State's peace was threatened.
All right. Dr. Fyneface, we're definitely going to continue this conversation on the morning show tomorrow. If we can pre-book you already for 9 a.m. tomorrow, so that hopefully we can continue this from where we've left off today as we continue to await the arrival of Governor Siminalayi Fubara to Brick House. And why is it called Brick House anyway?
Well, I don't know why it is called Brick House, but you remember that Rivers State is one of the oldest states in the Federation. It was, created in 1967, and at that time, you believe that lots of bricks were being used to build houses at that time because we just finished from colonial era, and a lot of houses in Rivers State were built, and it was built with bricks maybe, so they decided to call it Brick House. So That is how we have the name of the River State Government House name.
And now, speaking of names, we understand that the Port Harcourt International Airport was supposed to be changed to Obafemi Awolowo International Airport. Has that happened? Has FAN confirmed it? Because we understand the directive was given, but was the sign ever changed to Obafemi Awolowo International Airport?
That was done, but throughout my times of going to the airport, even last week I was at the airport, I didn't see any strategic signboard on the fact that the name of the Port Harcourt International Airport, Omagwa, has been changed to Port Harcourt International. I mean, I have been changed to Obafemi Obafemi Awolowo Airport. I didn't see that. So, to a very large extent, that directive has implemented by the Federal Authority of Nigeria or any other agency responsible for making that change at the airport. We have not seen that.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Fyneface. Let's connect tomorrow and see what the aftermath of this would be. If we have all supporters, protesters welcoming him, I don't know. We'll find out much later in subsequent bulletins and our correspondent reports. But Dr. Fyneface, we'd love to have you back tomorrow. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow morning.
See you tomorrow morning, Dr. Fyneface. Let's grab him before someone else does. Away from